Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Game Man here, and welcome back to another mod review that I'm basically mass recording these, and I'm going to have them set out to go later this week. But today we are recording a mod I didn't know existed until I went into work, and then I saw it, and then I came back, downloaded it, and I've been testing it. We are checking out the new Mikados from Raiders Locomotive Works. I don't actually know what to say about the RNF Class 1s, because they are mics. They are mics, but they have some very distinct things about them that we're going to get into. First of all, you'll notice that I classified them as an 8600 class and an 8500 class. We're going to get into that in just a second. But they spawn with a standard whistle. They come with a lot of the features that Raider locomotives are known for. But there is one thing that I'm going to immediately address right out of the gate. You might notice that these don't have marker lights. These are freelanced 282s. They are not based on an actual 282 as far as I'm aware. Let me just double check that information real quick. Okay, so doing my research, they are freelance designs, but they are loosely based on the Pennsylvania Railroad L1 class. That explains the bell fireboxes and a couple of the other features that we're going to get into. That explains a lot. They have a tractive effort of 62,400 pounds with a factor of adhesion of 4.1. That's quite powerful, but you ain't going over red marble unless you double, triple, or even quad head these locomotives. So we're going to take a look at the 8600 first, and then we're going to go look at the 8500. So these do vaguely resemble the Pennsy the L1s. They vaguely resemble it, and they are very, very nice. Very sleek. I love the RL blue on these. There is a Pennsy color, I'm pretty sure. Yes, there's a Pennsylvania style. If you want a full Pennsylvania style locomotive, you can have that. There's also the RL yellow, which we have displayed on the 8500. But I like the blue on these, but you can fully customize them. Kind of like the Streamliner that I did a review on. You can edit just about everything on them. You can edit the inner trim, outer trim, whatever. But there's a couple of things that you can add to this. If you've seen these on a different series, they're on a different series, they have the option to add buffers to them. But I think it just looks odd, so I keep them off for at least my engines. And you can have buffers on the tender as well. But I want to go up inside and take a look in the cab. So let's hop into the cab here. They have the barn doors as well. The cab is similar to the Atlantics and similar to the Dove. But the difference is there's not two speedometers, there's only one. You can't access the fire, which I think is interesting. The bell is in the same place. So the cab, I think, is a reused asset, but this one does come with vents. Now you can open up here. There's 3 vents, so that's pretty cool. There are no cab lights, which is kind of an issue for nighttime running, but whatever. The windows do open. The tender, it looks, I'll get to the tender in a second, but everything looks cool. Everything looks great on these. They're very nice pieces of equipment, but it's the tender that is kind of unique. If I will just, can I just waltz through the coal? Yeah, I'm stuck in the coal. I don't usually edit these reviews too much. We'll get to the 8500 in just a second. Let me up on the tender, you thing. So on the tender, you've got the water hatch, which is sideways and has nice water, nice detailing on the water. The lamp is in a good place. The tender is very good looking. I love it. I love this kind of Pennsy inspired design for like a smaller tender, but it does look good. And you can see the riveting of where the coal is and everything. It's just very well done. Now this model has 15.9 tons of coal and 9,100 gallons of water. So this is a good workhorse, But what if you want something bigger? Well, then you go with this version of the L1s, or as it is called in game, the RNF 1 class, because this has one of the coolest add-ons ever. The locomotive is pretty much the exact same. The engine itself is the exact same, and this paint scheme is awesome. But this is a Pennsylvania-inspired long-distance tender, a long-haul tender, if you will. It has 2 water hatches on it. It has the antenna grab rail on it, and it has this massive coal load in the tender. It carries 26 tons of coal and 24,230 gallons of water. That is beastly for the railroad. That is almost, I want to say, almost on par with the Burke. But that is nuts. And the even cooler part is if you're in a multiplayer session and you have a brakeman, the brakeman can sit up in the doghouse. And the doghouse has excellent mostly excellent visibility out of it. You kind of have to probably leap out of the top of it to do any actual viewing or whatever. But I love this long distance tender. This long haul tender is crazy, but there is a side effect to the long distance tender. If you look down at the bottom left of your screen, you'll see that the 8600 is 250 tons at 80 feet in length. If we select the 8500, it goes up by several feet at 102 feet, but it weighs 368 tons. So it is distinctively heavier, which is fine. It's justified. That's what happens. The whistle I have on the locomotive is a C&O whistle, but it spawns with the standard Denver Rio Grande whistle in game. But I love the detailing on this. The work on it is great, especially this Pennsylvania style, just the rivets here. I believe it's the rivets. It could be stay bolts. I'm not too sure. I've heard them called both. But oh my God, 4-wheel trucks on the tender. These things are monstrous. But the question is, how fast do they go? Okay, so I've practically got these two neck and neck. We're gonna start with the big tender first. We're gonna start with the big lad first, just to see how fast it goes, because the weight does contribute to how fast it can move. So here we go. They also have double stacks on it, which is starting to become a standardized feature on some of these bigger engines. Now, something I will point out is the cylinder drains are pointed forward, but the steam is kind of getting pushed back, which is okay. I don't think these things will be speed demons. I really don't. Oh, but I'm standing wildly incorrect. Already at 45 miles an hour with the heaviest tender. That's pretty quick. Like, even for the little mics, that's fast. Let's jump on into the cab here. All right, it seems to have stalled at 56 miles an hour. No, 57. I'm not doing a weight test on this one because it's already quite heavy. Okay. 57 seems to be the max for this one. So definitely a quick bird. Very quick. Let's get you put over there. And let's begin the test on this one. That should stop and start heading that way, which will give us time to do this next test. So get it over there, bring it up to speed. I know people are like, oh, you're not using the reverser correctly. I know, but this is for the sake of testing. And this just brings the engines up to speed very fast. So will the lighter tender go faster? That is the question. It already seems to be definitely picking up way more speed. We're already at 51 miles an hour. So that's pretty quick instantaneously. But are we going to get any more speed out of this one? Yes, we are. 58 miles an hour, 59 miles an hour. Do I hear 60? Yeah, 60. So yeah, the tender does play a distinct role in how fast these things go. Okay, it's locking in at 60. So the long distance tender slows you down by 2 miles an hour. So you're trading 2 miles an hour for fuel over speed, which is fine, which is all right, which is cute. But do I think that the long distance tender, or as it's called in the game, the long haul tender, is worth it? Well, let's line these two up as best as we can here. Actually, I want it lined right up with the tender. Right there. And we'll see the length difference. All right, so as the standard mic comes rolling in here, yeah, there's already a major difference in tender length. Look at that. That is probably the second biggest tender I've seen in Railroader. Look at that. It's not even properly lined up, but still, that's crazy. And it's also very distinctly different coal, because you have kind of like a lump, like just a flat topped coal here. But this one definitely has like a lump in it that seems to be where the auger is feeding into the tender or into the engine. So that is really cool. I have not done enough thorough testing on these things to properly give a recommendation on them, but I have done some over-the-road trials with them. They are definitely medium-tier freight locomotives. I would say they're medium-tier. For right now, what I'm calling the 8500 class is good for passenger work. It's very good for passenger work because you get that extra fuel capacity, so you're not stopping for coal and water as much as you would be for another locomotive of either the same strength and caliber. But I think these would be best in freight work. You could use them in passenger work, and I plan on trialing them on passenger work and seeing what the heck happens. But these things seem more built for freight work. But do I recommend this mod? Yes, I do. Having a new 282 to join the roster, because we had the K66, which is a great mic for a 3-cylinder mic, stupidly powerful, stupidly wonderful. You have the in-game mic, which is wonderful for its purposes. Even without mods, it's a great model. But now we have this one. What I'm waiting on is the USRA 282 Mikado. That is the one I'm waiting on, because that is the one I am itching to review. I'm itching to see that one. But I definitely think you guys should pick these up. If you want something semi-prototypical, but you just love 282s, I think that these would be the best. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notification button, become part of the gamer team, check out W Energy. Every purchase you make with W supports the channel, and I thank you guys for that, for whoever supports me in that endeavor. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.